Welcome, everybody. I'm Jeremy Miller. I'm your host, and as always, it is great to be a Michigan football junkie. Today, we're going to talk about a few little bits that came out of spring practice, and a little bit of info that came from the offseason, as well as some new members joining our recruiting staff and player personnel. Maybe a little bit of preview for the next upcoming podcast. So let's jump right into it. We have a few different people. Jesse Minter is obviously our defensive coordinator, whose dad is actually a longtime coach. Rick Minter, he was a head coach for Cincinnati, defensive coordinator for Notre Dame. He is a linebacker coach for the Eagles, so he's been around. Rick Minter is now an analyst for Michigan football, which is really nice having that family member there, but also just a long-time coach. It's perfect for guys like that. He probably doesn't want to go out on the road and recruit and do all that, so now he can sit back, still be a part of the game, coach with his son, and that could be really nice for them. So I'm really happy for them. Next up, you have another member joining the staff, Jonathan Hurdbond. He's an assistant recruiting coordinator, previously with Florida. And some guy, Denard Robinson? Oh, yeah, that guy. He is coming in as assistant player personnel. This is going to be huge. He is ridiculously excited to come back to Michigan. In his own words, he cannot wait to find all those diamonds in the rough. Just a quick note that I saw, guess who was huge on Elijah Mitchell that got drafted in the 6th round by the 49ers, and one of the top rookie running backs this past season. Oh yeah, that was Denard. He was pushing for Jacksonville to draft him. Tom Gamble is going to be he's also part of player personnel. He is back together with Harbaugh. They've worked together several times, including with the 49ers. This is the second time he is with Michigan. I don't think he's leaving anywhere anytime soon. I think he came back. He wants to work with Harbaugh, and he'd prefer to just be in a more of a comfortable situation, if that makes sense. A few other little things here. JJ, he came out and he said a couple things, and now Ohio State has it up on their board. Hey, I got no issue with it. I don't have any issue with Ohio State putting it up on their board. Hey, you want to use that as a little extra motivation? Cool, no problem. And I don't have no issue whatsoever with JJ saying what he said. And what he said was, that's all we know right now is beating Ohio State. So we're going to keep that going. I don't see the problem with that. You know what? As long as you back it up, it doesn't matter. You say whatever you want. He didn't make any remarks as far as being derogatory or taking a shot at him. He just said he wants to keep winning. Nothing wrong with it. Love it. Now, as far as a few things that we see coming out of this offseason and camp, Kenneth Grant, the incoming freshman, that big nose tackle, 340 pounds. Well, he is benching 385 with ease. And that was in February. I looked for him. I really thought he wasn't going to play until maybe like 2024, but no, not with what he's doing. Kenneth Grant, he may get into some rotations this year. I mean, you got Rayshon Benny, you've got Welshoff, you've got Mozzie Smith. What if Mozzie gets hurt? I know that's a terrible thing to think about, but what if Mozzie gets hurt? We're going to need some of these guys to step up. And Kenneth Grant, I mean, he is just a huge, powerful guy, and he's quicker than he may look. So that is something that I would love to see him really progress this offseason, because D-tackle has been it's been kind of light for many years now. We had 2 good ones last year. I'm not going to say great, two good ones in Hinton and Mozzie Smith. And hopefully Grant can help add some depth there while we fill that in. Another player that looked pretty good, Taylor Upshaw. This is somebody that we definitely need. We need to make sure that he's going to play better. It's not like he's been bad or anything. I that's probably a poor choice of words, but with the loss of Hutchinson and the loss of Ajabo, that's big. We need some pass rushers. I'll tell you right now, Taylor Upshaw looked quick. He looked powerful. I did see a couple plays where he just stood up a tight end and walked him right back into the backfield on a run play as he was trying to set the edge. This is exactly what you want from a defensive end, or if they're playing in a 3-4, 2-4, depending on what formation Jesse Minter has them running, that's what you need. Whether he's standing up or he's got his hand in the dirt, you still have to set that edge. He's on the outside of that tackle. That's what you need from those guys. They have to seal that and still be able to get off their block and get into the backfield when they try and kick it out wide. So Taylor Upshaw, I am really hoping for a big season from him because he's made some plays. He's flashed here and there in his career, and now we just need him to kind of put it together. So hopefully that's what's happening right now. So the other one is another true freshman, Colston Loveland. He has looked very impressive from what I understand. You're talking about somebody who's very quick. He has got good speed, but from what they're saying is he is stronger than advertised. 6'6", 200 and almost 50 pounds now. This is another guy I thought it might be a couple years before he could see the field. But if he's adding on weight already and his strength is up and he puts in some work with Coach Newsome and really gets that blocking aspect down, I would not be surprised to see him hit the field a few times this year. So, like I said, it's a pretty short podcast, but we do have one more bit of information. Next, I'm going to be away for the next week on vacation, and when I get back, I have an interview set up with Mr. Troy Woolfolk. Troy kind of hit the Michigan headlines again not long ago when he posted on his Twitter that he is the fastest Michigan Wolverine alive, past or present. And I'll tell you what, when I first saw this, I'm like, no way, get out of here. And not only has Troy continued to talk, he put it up on his profile, and he is challenging all comers, including betting a buddy of mine $500. So he is claiming to beat all comers. I know Jabril has maybe I think he posted something on Twitter, or maybe it was a meme. Roman Wilson, now he has he kind of gave an eye roll gif and was like, I don't know about that. So really looking forward to see this. All I know is I saw a practice video of Troy. Dude is ripped. He has not taken a day off in training, I don't know how long, because he looks good and he is fast. This guy just ran a 10-6 100-meter dash at the age of 32. He's not in football. This is just him. And, it's unfortunately he did not make it in the NFL, but man, it's not due to his speed. I'll tell you that right now. At 32, you're not in football and you can still run a 10-6 100. Man, get out of here. I am going to be very intrigued, and hopefully I can make it up to the spring game so I can see this live, because I would love to see that. But I will have Troy on the podcast and let him talk. And we're going to see if we can get anybody else, whether it's Roman or anybody else that could be up for it. I've reached out to a few, so we'll see if there's anybody else. But Troy's coming on, and I'm really excited to have him on the podcast with us. And even more so, man, I am excited to see that race. But we will try and get some more news out to you as soon as we get it here. You know, anything coming out of spring practice. They are breaking it up, so you have a few practices here, a few practices the next week, another couple practices after that. And we're probably going to talk a little bit about some of these Wolverines going into the draft as well. While I am going to be on vacation, obviously there's still nights and mornings that you're not out doing everything. You want to be able to relax a little bit. I am taking my laptop. I'm going to chop up some film and maybe throw up a few Hutch and Ajabo videos so you guys can see a little bit more. Ajabo after the snap is phenomenal. I just wish he could get a better first step, and this is the time to do it. After the season's done, you can really work on anything that may have been missing. There is no perfect player, so there's always something that can be worked on. And if David Ajabo had Hutch's first step, good Lord. I'll tell you right now, if that was the case, and Ajabo had Hutch's first step, Ajabo is the single season sack leader in Michigan football. I'll tell you that for free right now. I do not believe that he would have anything less than, God, maybe 18 to 20 sacks. He would have 20 sacks if he had Hutch's first step. That's how good I think Ajabo is after the snap. We will break down a little bit more of that film. I will chop it up. I will post it on my YouTube channel. Football Junkies right now has every recruit from the 2022 cycle. We have the junior film for the current commits for the 2023 class, and we will be adding more as they commit during this offseason. And as always,
it's great to be a Michigan Wolverine. It's great to be a Michigan Wolverine. It's great to be a Michigan Wolverine.